Ooh, so good. Welcome back, guys. Today I'm just gonna do a very casual, very laid back bump update because I think this is like my first official bump update on this particular channel, which is really sad because I'm in my 3rd trimester of pregnancy. I feel like I just got pregnant or I just announced it, and it's just like a lot to take in. I'm officially 30 weeks pregnant into my 3rd trimester, the very last trimester of my pregnancy. And today I just kind of thought that I would kind of talk to you about basically what everybody talks about in a bump update. You know, how I'm feeling. I'm gonna show you the bump. I'm gonna just give you guys a real up close look of her. I am 30 weeks pregnant. I am in my 3rd trimester, the very last trimester of my pregnancy. At this point, I think I have gained about, I think it's like 16 or 17 pounds, which is pretty normal for the place that I am at in my pregnancy. They say that in your 3rd trimester is when you really start feeling things and you really start feeling changes and you really start getting tired. I have to 150% back up that comment because as soon as I hit 29 weeks, I kind of went through a totally dramatic change where my energy level just like plopped right down, and I thought maybe it was in my head. I thought maybe it was just me fabricating it, if you want me to be completely honest, but no, it's the truth. I started getting really tired. My body started spreading a little bit more. My hips started getting a little bit bigger. I noticed my belly started getting bigger quicker. I mean, it's gradually been growing. Obviously, I'm growing a human, but I definitely noticed that my belly has gotten bigger in a week's period quicker than it has in the past. As weird as it sounds, like I feel her moving so much more now, more like a rolling action. She's doing more rolling and like stretching, but she kicks, but I don't think it's as vigorous as a kick. I think she's kind of understanding her reflexes maybe a little bit more. I don't know, I'm not a doctor. She's very healthy, she's doing very, very well. Throughout my entire pregnancy, I can't say that I have craved more. I haven't really craved an excess of food, if that makes sense, but I can say that there are things that I do crave differently now than I did in the past. I used to be a huge veggie eater. Like I would eat celery and carrots and spinach, potatoes, every type of veggie you could ever imagine. I used to crave tons of veggies all the time before I got pregnant. That's like my go-to snack was like carrots and dip or celery and dip. I loved it. Cucumbers and dip. I loved it. Oh my God, it was like my favorite snack in the entire world. But ever since I got pregnant, I started really liking sour stuff, and I noticed that I really like to eat oranges a lot more. And then as my pregnancy progressed, I just am obsessed with fruit. Bananas, apples. I like Honeycrisp apples a lot, which have a lot of sugar, but I really like them. Oranges, tangerines, I love lemons, I'm obsessed with grapes, any type of berry. I was never really that big of a fruit eater before. Like I ate it every once in a while, but I didn't crave it. But now it's like, that's all I want is just fruit. I can't say that I eat a lot of junk food though. I was really kind of like excited about this whole, you're gonna eat all these like crazy things, your body's gonna want all these crazy things. Like you hear about all these different weird pregnancy cravings, and I can't say that I've had anything super crazy. The craziest pregnancy craving that I've probably had, pickle juice or pickles. Like I love pickle juice. I could chug pickle juice like it's nobody's business. But I can't say that I have had any like really bizarre, really weird pregnancy cravings. I don't know if it's gonna come the rest of this trimester, but as of yet, nothing too bizarre. There are certain smells that have turned me off since I've gotten pregnant. For instance, being a vegetarian, we try meat alternatives, and I love Beyond Burgers. I just love them, but I don't like the smell of them. The smell of them has been turning me off, and I don't know what it is. I don't know what the smell in them is that turns me off. The smell of meat in general turns me off. My sense of smell is extremely heightened, which comes with pregnancy. I smell everything and anything, and that's definitely unique. I've been devouring the blue almonds, and they're so good. So good. So I'm gonna try and eat these between our little conversations. To continue on, sleep is definitely getting a little bit more difficult for me. I'm trying to find my comfort zone with laying, I've been kind of told it's not really great to lay on your back, but somehow I tend to always roll on my back in the middle of the night. So I'm trying to develop new ways to sleep. I'm very used to sleeping on my right side, and she kind of switches up her kicking moments or her moving moments. Sometimes I feel it's so intense on the right that I can't lay on my right. I have to flip over and lay on my left, or vice versa. So it's unpredictable. I don't really feel like much of my body has changed too much. I feel like I've really become more of like the belly based pregnant mom, which I feel very lucky for. My mom was kind of the same way with her first baby, where it was kind of all belly, and I have a very long torso, so it's a very stretched out belly, but it's very cute and I'm loving it. At the beginning of my pregnancy, I had some rough acne, but I think my skin's never been better. I'm not getting the most sleep, but my skin has definitely gotten better. I don't think my hair is really any different. A lot of people say like when you get pregnant, you take prenatals, your hair changes a lot. I can't necessarily say that mine has changed too much. I don't recognize anything different. I think overall with my body, the biggest changes that I've experienced is more of the sleep deprivation. I am definitely more tired than I've ever been, which is hard for me because I'm a go, go, go type of person, and I love to be out and about. Sorry, my puppy's chewing on his toy. I love to like constantly be doing something, and that's something that I've kind of had to sacrifice recently. And I'm noticing all these changes, that my body is definitely more exhausted. It's not as easy for me to do things like I used to. Even working out, I'm struggling to work out now, and I'm struggling to do certain things that I loved so much. As the weeks progress, it's getting a little bit more and more difficult for me. This is gonna be like TMI for some people, but I'm trying to be very brutally honest with everyone on this channel about pregnancy in general. Things that I feel like people just don't talk about. They don't really talk about the weird things that happen during pregnancy. Things that you're definitely not taught in school. Things that most people don't really talk to you about until they've actually experienced it, and then they really do leave out the gory details. I'm gonna talk to you about it. So the weird things that I've experienced up until this point, and if my mother-in-law or my mom or anybody in my family is watching this, I'm very sorry, but I just want to be very honest. There's a lot of changes that your body goes through during pregnancy. Obviously, you're building a human. You need certain things to build this human. And one of those things is a lot of extra blood. I think in an average pregnancy, you create an extra like 6 to 8 pounds or 6 to 9 pounds of blood for your baby to pump through their system and yada, yada, yada. That blood, yes, passing through the baby and passing through other things. Like, obviously I'm not a doctor and I'm probably not saying this appropriately, but it does have to kind of settle somewhere. So there is a lot of uncomfortableness in my lady regions. That's something that's very different that I wasn't expecting. It kind of freaked me out the first time I noticed a change in my body and like a heaviness. That sounds a lot, and I know a lot of men out there are gonna be so grossed out, even women out there are gonna be so grossed out, but this is it. This is really what happens in pregnancy, and what can be kind of like uncomfortable and can be scary and weird, and I want to talk about that. I want to share that because I think it's important for people to know. I feel like so many pregnant women go through this, or almost every pregnant woman goes through this, but I had no idea about it. So anyways, there's a lot of uncomfortableness down below because you also have a baby that's pushing down on your lower region. So you have there's a lot of heaviness from your hips down, if that makes sense. There's a lot of heaviness, there's a lot of extra blood, you're not bleeding everywhere, don't think that. It's just more like your lady region, and I'm saying this because I'm trying to be PG for YouTube. But it just kind of pools, and things are just different. They're just different. Another one of the big changes that I've noticed that I think a lot of women experience is like your nipples change. They do, they change, they get bigger, they change colors, they kind of get a little bit darker. That's also very, very normal with pregnancy. That's something that's happened over the past couple of weeks. I can't say that I have tenderness or anything like that. There's no tenderness. The only tenderness that I really feel is every once in a while I get these, like, I call them soft spots on my stomach, where it's like tender to the touch, but it's completely normal. Uncomfortable, awkward. Sometimes it freaks me out a little bit, but it's completely normal. I've talked to my doctor. My hips are spreading, so I'm still experiencing the round ligament pain, and you know, my uterus is getting bigger. The baby's growing, so everything inside is still spreading apart. I feel that I had a pretty narrow frame before, and it had a lot of spreading to do, and it still has a lot of spreading to do, but that's like been a big change for me. Another experience that I've had that I've touched base on, I think once before, and maybe a little bit on our daily channel, is varicose veins. I never had varicose veins before. Nothing. I had no weird veins on my legs. I think mainly women that get the varicose veins, it's because it's a genetic thing and it comes from in your family. I'm not 100% sure on that, so don't quote me, but I personally have gotten varicose veins on one of my legs, and they're extremely painful. They're not pretty, they're really ugly. With all that extra blood that's in your body, like I was explaining to you before, it kind of created or maybe pushed out, like I said, I haven't looked into them too much, but it's created these like bulging veins that come out of your skin, or like right at the surface of your skin, and spider veins too, and they're really rough, they're really uncomfortable and can be super painful. And so that's something that I've been dealing with. So I've been actually wearing compression bands on my legs in certain areas because that takes away the pressure that is on there. And then at night I have to kind of take it easy and levitate my leg and make sure that I'm drinking enough water, I'm getting enough exercise. With exercise being hard, it's harder for me, but I can still do it. So I, levitate my leg, exercise, drink a lot of water, and that helps in wearing the compression bands. But from what I've been told, they do leave after pregnancy, or most of them leave after pregnancy. But another thing is dry skin. Yeah, dry skin everywhere. My legs, my arms, my scalp. Weird. I chug water like nobody's business. Chug water like nobody's business. I crave water during this pregnancy, which is I never craved it before. Like I didn't know you could actually like crave water the way that I crave it. And my skin, because it's stretching, because the baby's growing, has been getting really dry. Not necessarily on my stomach. I'm definitely keeping that lubricated and putting lots of lotion on it. That's itchy, but you can't scratch it because I don't want to get stretch marks. And so far, knock on wood, no stretch marks. Once I hit 29 weeks, I started actually getting really dry skin, which was a new addition to this pregnancy. It was the dry skin on my arms and the dry skin on my legs, and a dry scalp, which was really different, but it does happen. So I'm just trying to increase my water intake and put lots of lotion on everything, oils, all the above. But I feel the stretching in my stomach a lot too. I, for a while, was very itchy, and that was really, really hard not to scratch that. But it is because my stomach is expanding, my skin is stretching, my body's getting ready for a baby, and that took some getting used to. Besides that, it's actually not been that bad. It hasn't been terrible for me. Like, pregnancy has actually been a really beautiful experience. I know I sound very corny, very cliche, but it is really kind of crazy cool to see your body go through these changes. Because in the first trimester, and even a little bit into the second trimester, you don't really see too many changes. You just feel different, and it can be really uncomfortable, and it's not the most beautiful thing. And as I got into the later aspects of my second trimester and the beginning of my third trimester, like, I'm seeing a lot more dramatic changes with my body, and it's just the coolest experience ever. And it's really cool to watch, and it's really cool to think about, because she kicks all the time. She moves a lot. She loves her dad. She moves to his voice a lot. She's very healthy. She's long. And I had a little hiccup with her in the beginning where they found something on her heart, and that has completely dissipated, which makes me so happy. Last time we did a sonogram, she was looking great, looking long, looking healthy. She covers her face a lot. She loves music. She dances to a lot of music. She's more active at night, which I think happens to a lot of women. I can't wait to meet her. I'm so excited. And I know you guys came here to see the bump, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the belly bump. Alright guys, well that's gonna do it for today's bump update. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna try and maintain these bump updates for the rest of my third trimester, because the baby will be here before we know it. So it's really kind of crazy to think about that it's just right around the corner. I think these are gonna be the most pivotal weeks throughout my pregnancy, so I wanna make sure that I get to share those with you guys. If you guys are brand new, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm so happy you stopped by today. And for those of you who have stuck around, you're amazing. I love you, and I can't believe we're having a baby soon. This is crazy. And don't forget to hit that like button. All right guys, I will see you later. Bye.